Hi, thanks for joining me today on the PeopleSmart System webinar. This is Frank Saline, CEO and founder of Third Level Consulting and Business Brokerage, where our job is to help you reach your business potential for both yourself and your key managers and staff. Been an industry member of USA Gymnastics and worked in the gymnastics, swim, dance, and cheerleading worlds since 1993, 94, and in the business since 1976 as an owner and as a competitor since the early 1970s. So that ages me. But I'd like to present you with this PeopleSmart system, keeping in mind this is one of the 8 elements of the success steps. With people, it's all about success pathways to excellence. And we need to realize and be grateful for the staff that do come in and work with us every day, your part-time, your full-time, your program managers, your coaches, your educators, your party entertainers, your office staff, because their career to them, unless they own the business, is only one of 5 or 6 variables in their life. It can be just a job for them, or they might be really passionate about it. You might be able to motivate and inspire them to pay the price to become excellent at what they do, where their attitude and education determines their altitude. In the PeopleSmart system, which is one of the 8 SMART systems in the success steps to business that Third Level Consulting coaches, teaches, trains, provides templates for, provides courses for, does seminars for, as well as personal consultations, either online or on site. There is Manage Smart, Market Smart, People Smart, Tech Smart, Finance Smart, Facility Smart, Risk Smart, and Inspire Smart. Every one of them has about 12 steps, which we've condensed to 8 here for the sake of this webinar to make it a little bit shorter. And you can see what they are: the living org chart, the hiring and orientation, the training manuals, position descriptions, evaluations, pay rates, education, and exit warnings and dismissal. I'm not going to read you slides because I don't want to insult your intelligence. I know you're smart. And so these organizational chart models, just keep in mind, it's kind of important though, when you design your org chart, you're trying to design a future-facing organizational chart that basically shows the programs and people that will be involved with it a couple of years out. The vertical org chart, which is from the top down, is kind of a legal one. Legally, for ownership purposes, that's probably correct. In reality, what happens, however, is there's a customer-driven inverted chart because customers vote with their dollars. And that's what makes your business grow, stay the same, or shrink. There's a flat organizational chart where staff can just kind of grow in place, and a lot of places are like that, where they're growing and it's fine, but they're not challenged. Or there's a circular org chart that really engenders a lot of teamwork, and it's not hierarchical. Basically, all the people that are in support services are supporting the people who are doing the programs. When you're projecting your staff needs for the future, be sure you chart your historical staff growth since inception, and you'll see a pattern emerging and you'll know what you might need in the future. In addition, your changing community demographics, which Third Level offers for its clients every single year, has something to do with that. And of course, there's special events. For example, in gymnastics, the Olympics comes along every 4 years, popular spectator sport, and they get a little 12 to 18% bump in their enrollment usually. Of course, it's up to them to hold that enrollment, which is why we do a PeopleSmart system. When you're hiring, understand that the best companies always seek, find, attract, hire, and train new people, always. If you don't, then you're only looking for the people that are looking for a job at the same time that you have a need. The percentages are awful that way. So when you look at it that way, you always want to be hiring, always training, recruiting, etc. It might drive your payroll costs a little bit higher, but that's nothing compared to the agony when you absolutely need people and it restricts your growth. When you bring people in, just understand the motivation factors. We don't want to motivate out of fear. There's a lot of rewards, financial and non-financial. The opportunity to grow personally is huge, and a vested interest that aligns their interest with your company's is best of all. When you're hiring, we're looking at trying to find the next superstar. You don't know when the next one's going to emerge, but you want to make sure that these 4 points are covered. Here's a few smart interview questions to get the person talking. The first slide is 5 here. Like I said, I'm not going to read you slides. The next 5 to the 10 are here. What we're trying to do is get people to talk, because you're hiring character, you're hiring the fit, you're hiring them into your culture. Will they be the type that knows themselves, that wants to grow? We need to know those things, and only through conversation can we actually get to that. It might be somebody 2 or 3 people asking them the same question. Group interviews are great as well. Checklist driven is very, very important. The hiring, orientation, and onboarding processes are 3 different things. Hiring can take up to a week, orientation up to a month, onboarding up to 3 months. If you're not part of Third Level's group that has this in a very expanded slide presentation, you might want to consider Third Level membership at thirdlevelconsulting.com. That's 3rdlevelconsulting.com. Our members have an intense amount of benefits, and I think you'd find them useful as well. The training manuals, both company-wide, in other words, what's your company introduction to that employee, and then for each and every program and department to have their own training manual as well. When we start talking about position descriptions, we talk about position descriptions that breathe. They're brave, real, energized, action-oriented. It's the total picture. They're heroic in nature, and their evaluation is self-evaluated plus a 360 evaluation. One of the tools you might use for evaluating and self-evaluating your key people is the Success Solutions dashboards, which are part of Third Level's memberships. One dashboard is for the professional, that's the administrator or owner. What you see here are 3 of the 9 squares. You see Manage Smart, Market Smart, People Smart. There's actually 9 different areas. Each one of them has 12 KPIs or key performance indicators. And you rate yourself 1 through 10 on a world-class scale, and that gives you this bar. But more importantly, it leads you to your long and short-term action items that then when they're accomplished, they get logged to a success log, and you can print them off as well. So the owner, the program managers or site managers have their own. Again, you're seeing 3 of the 9 boxes. And also the office professionals have 3 of the 9 as well. I know I'm going quickly through this, and you can slow it down by just pausing it, of course, but if you're a client, you're going to get the entire PDF presentation, which is about 3 times as many slides, and it's backed up by our 2,000 document templates in the Best Practices Library. Even part or full-time hourly instructors are educators. We want to give them position descriptions with areas of responsibilities for the business of running a class, where they have a chance to rate themselves on a 1 through 10 scale before they're rated by a supervisor, and then there's a constructive conversation. Same thing for office staff. When you're doing professional training and development, you want your own university. Some of the things that might be in there are certifications of your own, of the industry, third levels potentially, how to learn, etc. But the biggest part of this is understanding that there is personal and professional development that is essential. One of the things you'll see come out this next year is the transformationinstitute.com, which combines personal and professional development into one neat, clean app and learning management center. I think you'll find it extremely useful. When you are developing your in-house professionals, you want to be sure there's 3 things. If you want a total package, technical progression, no matter who they are, in gymnastics, swim, dance, office, whatever it is, there's the technical skills that they need. But there's also leadership and business management skills. And we offer those through to our clients and through to associations. Because if you've got all 3, technical, leadership, and business management, then you've got total package. We train intentionally for that. Communication is one of the places where many businesses lack. They neglect to establish communication and meeting systems and the rationale for them. These things change over time. Each program might have its own. Your cheer program might have daily and monthly meetings. Your whole company might have monthly, semi-annual, and annual meetings. Your office might have weekly or daily meetings. Do you see what I mean? Each one establishes its own norms, much the same in the way they establish their own financial norms over time as well. And when you have teams of people working together, the formula for success is forming, storming, norming, and performing. And then you got to keep it up with high performance communication. Everybody forgets that the storming phase is critical. That's where people emotion storm, brainstorm, territory storm, financial storm, program storm, space storm. A lot of issues come up in that storming phase, and someone in that group has to be the voice of reason, voice of maturity that allows it to go on, but shepherds the group from forming to norming. Only then do you have the chance of high performance from that point. And remember to do retreats. A lot of our clients have great retreats. We have some great examples of things they've done, being out of the area, out of the box, etc. Just amazing what getting out of your normal environment and thinking out of the box can do. In terms of compensation, there's a lot of ways to compensate. We have very detailed charts on national averages for every type of position in every type of situation, rural, midtown, mid-sized towns, and dense urban areas for all types of positions in different industries. And so financial compensation is one. There's guidelines for compensation that you probably should pay attention to. There's also non-financial compensation, which is where a lot of your part-time people that's where they are. They get paid a little bit of course, but they also want to be part of a winning organization and they want to get the recognition, and that's enough for them. So remember that non-financial is very important. What's your system? Why do people leave a company? Well, if you look at the middle two here, there wasn't enough opportunity or I wasn't challenged enough, are probably some of the key reasons for very astute people. You don't want people leaving for that reason. If people leave because they're too challenged, well, that's a whole different kettle of fish, isn't it? That's what we really are after. Warnings and dismissal, be sure you document. 3 strikes and you're out, but have a process for it. And if you do have to fire, be sure that you've got a nice process for this. Use the checklist, be kind, offer assistance. There's no harm in being kind about it. And in summary, if you develop, nurture, and care for your staff, they'll extend the same courtesy for you. I wish you the best on this journey. We'll talk to you next time. And again, visit thirdlevelconsulting.com and we'll be glad to assist you with your business goals.